Well, back here at the ballpark, of course, Canadians and Boise scoreless as we head to the fourth. The biggest event so far, the sushi race. And if you've never been to Nat Bailey Stadium, it's kind of a to-do. Look at that big glob of wasabi going toe-to-toe with the cucumber roll known as Captain Kapamaki. And when you eat healthy, you win races like that. Fun fact, Ricky's like, what is that thing that won?
You know what the craziest thing about all this is? I didn't know they keep stats.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Kids keep stats all the time on that stuff.
Yeah, no, but they keep an official stat here.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
People want to know, like the 50-50 number and which sushi won.
So I'm sure there's some wagering going on in the stands then.
I don't know. I'm not allowed to bet on baseball, Ricky. Right. Yorvis Torrealba in the box. First pitch fouled off. This inning is brought to you by Steamworks, Vancouver's original steam brewery. The first one, nobody before them, Steamworks. Now, when we bring up, of course, Yorvis Torrealba, Ricky, you have a connection to his father, Yorbit Torrealba.
Yeah, he actually got to catch 2 games in 2012, I believe. And from what I remember, he could catch. Great guy, great leader. I think he was only with us for a little bit of time.
Yeah. There were a couple of guys coming through town during your tenure.
I remember throwing a really, really good game to him in New York at Yankee Stadium. I was going through that bad losing streak that I couldn't get a win, and I remember we had a good outing and we thought we were going to get a win, and I think I left the game tied.
That's all right. Ball that is hit into right field but fouled off. So one of the things that we do here at the ballpark during the broadcast that we have on Sportsnet Pacific is we get you on social media, on Twitter in particular, to ask Ricky. So with the hashtag #AskRicky, here's your chance to ask Ricky Romero anything that pertains to baseball or just life. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Little chopper out towards the shortstop who stays back on it. Schwecke with a strong throw across the diamond, and it's in time. The kid out of Wisconsin with a real nice effort stayed back on it, but just had enough confidence in the arm to get it across. And Torrealba is now 0 for 2 in this game. Schwecke has been smooth this season for the Canadians. And again, some guys might come in on this, but he stays with it, throws over to first, and they're able to get Torrealba, who was flying down the line. Brito with a stretch just to make sure. And you've got yourself 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Here's Trey Jacobs. First pitch is low.
Dimitri wasn't lying when he said this guy's all about finesse. And you can just tell his mechanics are so quiet, so easy. You almost feel like there's no effort behind it. Obviously there is, but you just see him just being aggressive, but at the same time it doesn't look like it's aggressive. You get what I'm saying?
I totally get what you're saying, and the beautiful thing about him is he's kind of an under the radar guy.
Okay.
You know, you look at him physically and you don't see anything that stands out. I mean, he's not 6'7", he's not 250 pounds. He's just an athlete. He
does have what we call show hair, though. He's got that nice little flow.
Flow going. I think the gold standard is now Bo Bichette. With all due respect, it's up there with the best in baseball.
Oh yeah.
2-1. He's a ball fouled back. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Again, not overpowering stuff, but I love it. I love this style of pitching, not just going out there and throwing and trying to light up the radar gun and trying to light up the spin rate and all that stuff. It's just going out there and pitching it. And he's showing it right here, just hitting his spots down and away, showing up when he has to, and mixing in those breaking balls.
Boy, wonderful pitch. There's not much more you can wax on poetically, but that's a pretty good knockout punch.
It's a good pitch, but as you see, he's been pounding away. And even right there, he wanted that pitch away, but he missed the spot. But he's so down in the zone, it buckled the hitter and got a call right there.
I think you also earn the trust of an umpire.
100%. I was going to get to that right there. When you're a strike throwing machine like he's been tonight, you get those calls and you start feeling the flow, and now it's like, all right, I can pick it up more and more and more and more.
First pitch is low. Our first Ask Ricky question. We'll just do a few here and there. But let's talk about the first one we got. How the heck did Ricky Romero become friends with one of the best defensemen of our generation, the great Shea Weber?
It's a funny story. When we were playing with the Blue Jays, when I was playing with the Blue Jays, and so was JP. JP has a lot to do with. We became close with some of the guys from the Leafs, and then it just kind of grew from there. We started doing winter tours, and certain guys from Logan Couture from the San Jose Sharks, and PK Subban when he was in Montreal, and we just started becoming friends with all these guys. Paul Bissonnette, who I'm sure is a pretty well-known figure.
He's nasty,
Yeah. So Drew Doughty, another guy. So we became good friends with all of them. They're huge Jays fans. They follow us. And JP used to live in Nashville, and he met Shea. I met him through him, and then we've become great friends ever since. And I can't say enough good things about him. He is one of the nicest human beings I've ever met.
1-2 pitch misses low and away. Count goes to 2-2. Again, the Ask Ricky is the hashtag on social media that we would like you to use, just so that we can bring your questions for former Toronto Blue Jay Ricky Romero right into the broadcast booth. Here's a 2-2 from Jared DeCesare at the knees, not called for a strike. Now the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes to Daniel Cope, who, like many of his colleagues in this game, 0 for 1 with a ground out.
And he's been getting that pitch right there, and hey, you can't blame him for trying to hit that spot again and again.
3-2 is a ball laced into center. This is going to be a long run for Adrian Ramos. Does he get to it? You bet he does. It's a wonderful ball tracked down from the kid from the mean streets of Puerto Rico as he comes down with it, and boy, looks over at McGregory and says, I got this. And this is tracking. And Ricky, you mentioned that he was playing shallow tonight. He just gets on his horse and gets this one.
Well, especially when a guy knows that he has the kind of speed to cover that ground. You play in, you take away all those dinkers that fall in front of you or in front of a center fielder. Ramos is doing a great job right there, and he ran that ball really good.